Hello, everyone. Welcome to Spiritual Spotlight series. Today, I'm joined by Leah Dombrowski. She is a passionate holistic health coach, nutritionist, and functional medicine practitioner. She is here to guide you on your path to optimal health, one mindful step at a time. Thank you so much for coming on Spiritual Spotlight series. I'm so happy you're here.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So, can you maybe share a little bit about your personal health journey and what led you to become a holistic health coach and nutritionist?
Yeah, I mean, personally, I feel like most people have this background too when they're doing functional medicine and nutrition, but I got really sick. So that's
Mm.
kind of what caused me to ultimately be in this career path. But around the age of 20, I got really sick with a lot of gut issues. So you name it, bloating, like I had chronic fatigue that was so bad I couldn't even function, brain fog, like I couldn't even like talk. It was
Wow.
horrible. Like bad insomnia, acne, like periods, like you name it, I had it. It just was freaking sucked, and that also led to me having issues with like my weight and everything. So
Yeah.
it just led to a huge journey for me of like going to doctors and like everyone getting dismissed and being pushed off and like not getting answers, and it was just so frustrating. And after 3 years of going about that, like doing testing, going to doctors and getting no answers, my symptoms got worse. I got diagnosed with an autoimmune disease. I which just felt horrible. So I was like, okay, enough is enough. I need to figure this out on my own. And I did. And that's when I did a lot of my own research about nutrition and fitness and functional medicine and found so many different modalities and started changing my whole lifestyle and my whole what I was doing to really benefit my health. And I was able to send my autoimmune disease into remission. So I no longer have it.
Amazing.
Able to heal my gut, like finally stabilize my weight in a like sustainable way and just feel so much better. So that kind of got me into like studying this, and I did internships with like other functional medicine doctors. I did certifications, and I was like, I really want to do this and I really want to help other people because it just freaking sucked. So
Yeah.
that was about me and like how I now help other women who are in the same boat, whether that be like weight issues or, chronic illnesses like I had. So it's really cool to kind of have that come about full circle.
I love that. And it does bring up kind of a gap in the medical industry right now, as there's a lot of people that they don't feel like they're unheard. They don't feel like they're hurt. They are unheard. And I like the fact that you made this turning point and then you really tuned into your body and then you found what works for you and now you're thriving in your
Mm.
life, which is amazing. And and I take that a step further because I actually run a doctor's office and I'm a registered nurse. So I find it even more interesting just because you hear it. And then I'm grateful for the practitioners that I have because they will dig in. But in being a nurse for 20 years, there's a lot of even my own self. You're just like, well, should I do this? And then you have to be an advocate now for yourself, big time, especially with insurance companies. Sorry, we can go off on a whole nother topic, but
No, I'm totally with you. I think it's like doctors are great for like when you break a bone and when you have
yes,
like really big issues like that, but for like gut health, for weight, for
right.
it's just not it's not the move. And like people don't know that like these issues like diabetes, like autoimmune
Yeah.
disease, like PCOS, like eczema, like acne, like you can send it into remission without ever
Oh,
going on a pill. And that's what I did. Luckily, like I was able to send my autoimmune disease without ever going on a medication and
love that.
getting to the root cause. And so many people don't know that. They just get put on a medication for the rest of their life. And I'm like,
And
I
it
don't
becomes
want
a
to.
band-aid,
Yeah,
you
it is a
know?
100%.
So you just brought this up. So your method focuses on getting to the root cause of health issues. Can you explain why addressing symptoms alone is not enough?
What do you mean, like addressing symptoms
So
alone?
like if you're getting the root cause, so if I say to you like I'm really fatigued and I'm this, like you have to dig into the root cause.
Yeah.
It's not just the fatigue, it's whatever is down in my body
Oh,
that's
I see.
percolating this up.
Yeah, so I always tell people like symptoms are your body's way of communicating with you, like whatever that is, whether that is being diagnosed with diabetes or whether that is just like feeling tired and feeling fatigued and feeling bloated or constipated or whatever it is. So this is your body communicating with you and
Right.
like telling you like, hey, something's going on here. And I always tell people like if you are diagnosed with something that a diagnosis is always made like 10 years prior. So like really think about it. Like 10 years before you got diagnosed with autoimmune, did you have chronic infections? Did you have eczema? Did you have bloating? Like were you tired? Because these symptoms, like you saw in my story, build up to lead to
Right.
diseases. So it's just always your body communicating with you and like telling you something, and there's always a deeper cause to it. So, like, what is causing your autoimmune disease? What is causing you to feel bloated? What is causing you to feel tired? And that can be a lot of different things, but that's why I love functional medicine and getting to the root cause of like what actually is causing this and what can we do about it, right? And like I said, not medication, but like supplements, herbs, nutrition changes were huge for me, lifestyle changes. Like there's so much stuff you can do to really heal and like really heal the issue and feel so much better and like actually get to, like you said, the root cause.
Oh, I think that's so perfect. And you brought this up too. So, how does gut health and hormonal balance impact overall well-being, both physically and emotionally?
Yeah, I mean,
It's
I
like
think
everything, it's like it's a bomb.
I know, like everyone says, like, oh, like your gut and your brain are so connected, and that's something everyone said, and like it's so true. I know for me, I suffered with a lot of anxiety and a lot of depression, and when I healed my gut, it got a lot better, which is cool and like really interesting to see how that works. But your gut controls everything. Your gut controls your hormones, your gut controls your mood, controls your energy, controls your chronic illnesses. Like people just don't even think about it, like
No, they
acne
don't.
like eczema like is a gut issue. Like that's coming from your gut. That's not coming from your skin, right? There's something causing your eczema,
Right.
whatever it is. So there is an issue to it. And even like cancer starts in the gut. And like, these huge issues, like as again, it's created over time, not just over a day. Like it takes years for these things to kind of develop. Even things like dementia and Alzheimer's have been linked to gut health. So it
Wow.
really is everything. And every time I see new research, I'm like, wow, like it's so interesting and so complex. And by prioritizing your gut health and yourself more, like by, prioritizing yourself and your well-being, like you can really prevent diseases and
Right.
feel much better, which is really interesting and cool.
Which makes me want to ask you this question. I see when people come in and they get slapped with an antibiotic and
Ugh.
it like ruins their gut health. Like, how do we overcome something like that? Where, I mean, and I'm thinking about my friend. She actually passed away last year. I wish I would have interviewed you before this, but it started with having an infection or an antibiotic, and then she never was able to get her gut health back under control.
Oh, gosh.
Not to
Yeah, no.
dump that on you, but it's just like it's a reality of how important it is to take care of your gut health. Like it started from a tooth infection and then destroyed her gut flora, and then she was never able to come back.
That was me. I had chronic infections too.
Wow.
And like I had chronic infections and like as a kid and was put on so much antibiotics
Yes.
ages of like 0 to 18. Like I had horrible chronic infections. And that's what I'm saying. Like my autoimmune disease started like way before I got
Right. Probably when you were like 3 years old and had your
diagnosed.
first ear infection,
Yeah,
you
no,
know?
chronic infections are a gut issue. Like I'm like it's so interesting and I'm like even things like body pain or like really bad back pain, like weird stuff like that could be a gut thing. I had a client who came to me with she grinded her teeth and she had some gut issues. So it's like so
Oh,
like, things you don't even think of
yeah.
could because like your body's just communicating with you and
Right.
just communicating with you in that way. And everybody's different. Some people it is like bloating, some people it is like grinding their teeth, some people it is like infections or
Right.
pain or
Could be
whatever.
losing your hair, could be a skin issue, could be, it
Like
doesn't, yeah,
hearing
it
loss.
percolates.
Like
Yeah.
really, I'm one of the clients I worked with had hearing loss, and that was caused by Lyme disease. And I was
Right.
like, you don't even realize like it could like these things you're experiencing could be from your gut, which
Right.
is wild. But like antibiotics are so tough because they just wipe out your
Yeah.
microbiome. which is
Right.
so so annoying, and like they're necessary in some cases. And like for
Of
me,
course.
as a kid, like if I didn't go on antibiotics, I would have gone deaf because I just kept getting chronic infections in my ear. So
Wow.
like I'm like very grateful, but also like that created a lifetime of gut issues for me. But there are like natural supplements that act as an antibiotic that I know a lot of people use when people have infections, and
Mhm.
like there's like different supplements that act kind of like antibiotic, but obviously more nice and graceful and
I like
everything.
that.
But also if you are on antibiotics and like that's something you had to do, which I said
Right.
like had to do it,
Right.
there are ways to rebuild your gut. It just takes time, you know.
Yeah.
It took me like honestly like years to really get to a good
Right.
spot.
It's where
Like,
you and it's just admirable the fact that you're willing to commit to it and you're still committing to it today and you realize the importance of it and you're helping your clients, and you also like to integrate nutrition, fitness, and lifestyle adjustments into your coaching. Can you maybe share why a multifaceted approach is crucial for long-term health?
yeah, so I think that started based off my internships. I just did not I did not resonate with what other functional practitioners were doing. And as somebody who did functional medicine myself, like, and
Yeah.
was a client, I've been through bad doctors. I've been through bad functional medicine practitioners. And the biggest thing I saw lacking was, first of all, like the lack of nutrition support. What
Mm,
you eat directly impacts your gut. So I was going to this one functional medicine practitioner and seeing no results because I didn't have the right diet. And she didn't even ask me about my diet. And I was like, looking back, I'm like, that is absolutely insane. Um,
right.
so when I was doing these internships and I saw like every single client got like literally a printed out piece of paper of like, eat this, don't eat that. And I'm like, that's not how it works. Everybody's different.
Right.
Everyone has different approaches, different root causes, and needs different nutrition support, and also like lifestyle. Like you're not talking to them about their sleep and their stress, which is so important. So
Right.
for me, I'm like, to truly heal, you need the nutrition, you need the lifestyle, and you need the supplements. It's not just supplements. Supplements aren't a miracle worker. You have to change your life. If you're eating, fast food every day, the supplement's not going to heal you. So
Right.
that's, to me, was like, I cannot do functional medicine without looking at somebody's nutrition. And I don't think that's going to help somebody. Like speaking from my own
Mhm.
experience, speaking from people I've saw and I worked with during my internship. And I was like, this is not how it works. And plus, like being somebody who works with a lot of weight loss clients,
Right.
nutrition is 80% of the battle. So if I'm not looking at the nutrition piece, they're never going to lose weight, you know? So it's like
Yeah.
that's such an important pillar to health and well-being, is what you eat and how you live your life. So I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna have a client and not dig in with that and like look at them
Absolutely.
as a human being, not just give them a supplement, you know?
You're like, here's my PDF and good luck.
Yeah, no, literally, I'm like, I was like, how is that helpful? I'm like,
It's not because what if like you're saying, Rachel, I want you to go on an all fish diet, and I'm like, I hate fish.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, no, it's not sustainable at all. Like, what? Like, no, no, thank you.
I love that you dig in. I think that's so important. So many people struggle with motivation and consistency when making lifestyle changes. How do you help your clients cultivate inner strength and resilience?
Oh, that's such a good question because to me, like I'm very straightforward. Like I'm very honest. Like I'm gonna be like very honest with you, and I'm gonna help you through it because like for me, like, there's only and I'm very honest. When somebody works with me, I'm like, hey, like I'm gonna tell you exactly what you need to do. I'm gonna tell you exactly why you need to do it, and I'm gonna tell you exactly how it's gonna help you. So I'm gonna give you all the tools. You're gonna have no questions, but if you don't do it, then it's not gonna work, And that's what I tell people about coaching, is like a coach isn't like I'm saying, it's not a miracle worker. It's not,
Right.
it's
Yeah.
just you have to take action. And like that to me is like such a huge part of coaching, is like having that coach who's going to help you through that and like keep you accountable and be honest with you and be like, hey, you didn't go to the gym this week. What's going on? How can I help?
Right.
like with one of my clients, if they're struggling, I'm like, how can I help you? Like, please, like, let me help you. But you have to be open and receptive to that help. If you're not communicating with your coach, if you're not telling them, like, hey, I'm really struggling, or I need help with nutrition, or I need help with motivation, or this is what I'm feeling, or whatever, like, your coach isn't a mind reader. So I think really going into coaching with an open mind and being very honest and being communicative and telling them like what you need, like,
Yeah,
and also having the right coach. A lot of coaches aren't the best. So it's like having
sure.
a coach who genuinely cares about you and who offers accountability. Not every coach offers accountability, but my clients get my phone number, like my personal phone number, and I'm like, text me whenever the heck you want. Like, this is like, I'm here for you because through my own journey, I didn't have coaches who helped me stay accountable. I didn't have coaches checking in on me. And I think that's so helpful and
Yeah,
just nice to have somebody there, like, for you when you need them. And I think that's very helpful for like consistency and like getting motivated and just building a habit because it's just about building discipline and habits and over time. But I think that's so helpful. It's just accountability.
absolutely. Absolutely. So I love that you work with women. So self-love plays a big role in your work. What advice do you give to women who struggle with body image and self-acceptance?
Oh, I feel like we all struggle with that.
We
Like
do. I'm like I
okay.
get my own personal journey. I'm just like, geez, it's a daily like, okay,
I
you've got
know it is.
this.
I'm like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like I'm perfect because I'm not. And I don't think anybody is. And I think as women, that's just kind of something that we always struggle with. It's just that acceptance part of it. And
Right.
it's something like where we are and being okay with that. And I think for me, it's just been like really about enjoying the journey. Like the more I have shown up for myself and taken care of myself and shown up on the days I didn't want to show up and like really just took care of myself, the more I started to love and like accept myself. Because when you are on a health journey like I went on and you have to show up for yourself every day, you have to
Yeah.
cook for yourself, you have to get to the gym, you have to take these massive actions and you have to make promises to yourself and keep them, that builds confidence. And I always tell people like having a goal and like working towards that and like showing up is built so much confidence when you can show up for yourself and
Right.
take self. Like confidence doesn't come from doing things for other people. It comes from yourself and self-love. And like you have to take care of yourself in order to be confident, you know? And
Yeah.
I think that's been so helpful for me and like people I work with. It's just like, wow, I'm showing up, I'm doing the work and I'm seeing these results and like I'm doing this for myself, right? It's all on them. Like it's not, it's all on, my clients and they have to do the work. They have to
Right.
show up and like that's incredible. And like I definitely see them like be like, wow, like I'm actually doing this and I'm like actually seeing the results and I'm not getting in my own way. I'm not creating excuses. I think
Yeah.
excuses is what creates lack of confidence if you just sit there and create excuses and be like, I can never lose weight, I can never heal. I'm like, yes, you can. It's just about doing the work and doing the right things, right?
Right.
Um, a lot of people get stuck doing the wrong things and get frustrated, but with the right plan and the right tools, like you can do it. Like I
Absolutely.
speaking from my own experience and working with hundreds of women, like anybody can lose weight, anybody can step into this person. It's
Mm.
just, takes a little bit of love. And I think that builds so much self-love and respect for yourself is just showing up.
Oh, I love that so much. So, do you incorporate any spiritual or mindfulness practices into your personal wellness journey? And if so, how have they influenced your own healing process?
Spiritual. I don't know.
She's
I'm
like,
not
no.
too sure. Like, yes, like for me, like that's always something I'm trying to work on. Is like just being, for me, like the hugest thing I'm working on is presence. And I don't know if I can call that spiritual, but
It's being present in your body and
yeah,
being present in this moment. And
exactly.
it's okay if you don't liken that to a spiritual practice. It could just be your human practice,
Right. Yeah.
being here in this moment.
I think that's something I've struggled with, and I think everyone does. Like we are always rushing. We are
Yeah.
never in the moment. We're never present. We're never paying attention and like really like being mindful and paying attention to what we're doing and like
Right.
what's on. But that's something I always am trying to work on. It's like being present, like really being attentive, paying attention, like how am I feeling? Like what am I
Yeah.
doing when I'm speaking to you? Like this is who I'm speaking with. I'm like here in this conversation
Right.
over here thinking about what I'm eating, or whatever. Like it's just like I think that lacks there's a huge emotional disconnect with people and with, our surroundings and a lot of loneliness. So I think being present and being intentional. I love that word intention. Um
Yes. Energy
inten
follows intention.
exactly like intentional like action is just such a really helpful. Uh
Absolutely.
but yeah,
Absolutely.
that's like my mindfulness. It's just like how can I be more present and enjoy life a little bit more and just take it all in as it
Right.
is.
I think that's perfect. So you have a podcast. So how has launching your With Strength podcast allowed you to connect with and empower women on a deeper level?
I had a podcast, but I
Oh,
don't
I
post
took
on.
it from your website. She's like, I don't do it anymore, guys.
I think it was really like for me, like I love it. Like I love podcasts. Like I'm such a podcast person.
I
But
love
it was
it.
just like I might go back to it. Like
Yeah,
it was last year. So I started it literally a year ago. I probably
right.
have 20 episodes or
That's
something.
awesome. So so that
I,
still connects with people because it's up
I,
there.
yeah, it's in the world and like maybe I'll go back to it one day, but I
Yeah,
think now I'm really focused on building community and social media.
nice.
And I think I can reach more people through social media because I
That
can
makes
have
sense.
conversations. Like I'm such
Yeah,
some like a conversation. So I feel like people reaching out to me on social media, like me posting content that like answers people's questions, like
right.
then more
You do
resonate.
have PDFs on your website that you can, which you have a lot, which is awesome. That
Yeah.
you can purchase. No, I was like, I'll get that one. I'm gonna buy that one. I'm gonna buy that one. Like they're fascinating.
Yeah, no, I'll send them to you. I have a lot of free resources. Like for my clients, I made a
Yeah,
program that's online. So like in that program that they have access to, my clients, is like a million resources. So
I
I'm
love
like,
that.
let me like if you ever have a question, like you can just let me know and like I probably have a resource.
She's
I'm
like, yes.
yeah, I love to send voice memos. So like if somebody like on Instagram like has a question is like, "Hey Leah, like do you know about this?" I'm like, "Yes." Like, "Hello." Like I'll talk to you about that. Like I'm somebody who likes to like just help and like educate people. So I think I really like content and
Right.
like creating content that like helps
Helps
somebody.
people. It's to be of service. Like
And
you're
trying to improve my content and make it like better, but it's a work in progress. I think it's
we're always expanding, we're
yeah.
always evolving. That is okay. So, what lessons have you learned through your journey that have shaped you not only as a coach, but also as a person?
Honestly, like, it's like what I said. It's like
Yeah.
I really like deep in my body believe anybody can do it. And I think gosh, like I was there. Like, like I was there. I was the person who created excuses and said I would never be able to lose
Mm,
weight. Never gonna have energy. I'm never gonna have good digestion. I'm never gonna be happy. I'm never gonna be this, right? And I think we like to put ourselves down and create excuses like, oh, I don't have the time to lose weight. I don't have the time to go to the gym. I don't have time. I don't have energy. I don't have money. I don't have, my metabolism is a mess or like whatever like excuses. And I'm like genuinely like from my own experience and from working with people, like anybody can lose weight.
yeah.
Anybody. Like it's just about having the right plan and it's just about doing the right things for you. Everybody's different. Weight loss isn't always straightforward for everybody, but there
Hmm.
is a plan and there is a strategy out there that is going to work and you can lose weight. I've helped women with PCOS lose weight. I've helped women with autoimmune diseases. I've helped women who have metabolic issues, so metabolism issues, lose weight. So even like if you do have these things, you can lose weight and it doesn't take a lot of time. Like
Hmm.
it's about the right plan.
Yeah.
And the same goes for like gut health. Like you can heal your gut, you can feel better. You don't have to be stuck in these symptoms, feeling miserable and not feeling great. Like there's things out there to heal and there's ways you can heal. And I think understanding that. And I think also like the discipline and just showing up for myself every day, even when things weren't going my way, and even when I didn't want to, and even when it sucked, like just has matured me so much and like
Right.
helped me so much and just truly changed my life. And it's something I'm so grateful for. And like I said, showing up for myself has been like the biggest self-love, like self,
Yeah.
development thing.
I love that. I love it. I love it. So before I ask you the last question, if anyone's interested in learning more about you, where is the best place for them to go to?
Yeah, I like I said, I'm most active on Instagram, which my Instagram is my name. It's LEA_DOMBROWSKI. I'm also on LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok, same name.
Like I'm
Anywhere.
everywhere.
Yeah, that's just my name. So just look up my name, you'll find me. And then my website is www.livingwithstrength.com. If you don't have social media, my email is on there and you can connect with me on my website. It's just Living with Strength.
I
But
love
yeah.
that. I love it. So for someone feeling lost in their health journey, what is a simple, actionable steps they can take today to start healing their body and mind?
I think the first thing like that I did and that I really do prioritize is nutrition and what you eat. I think that can just ultimately catapult everything, right? And that's where I started. I started changing my nutrition. So when I was a kid, I was raised off processed foods. So I think that's pretty typical. But me changing to like whole nutrient dense foods, really being intentional about like what I'm eating, how much I'm eating, the foods I'm eating, how it's making me feel, like the nutrients, stuff like that has been so, so helpful for me. The way I feel, the way I look, like it's just it's like nutrition is
Yeah,
everything. So I think that would be like my first actionable steps is really focusing on whole and nutrient dense foods. And then if you're confused about a meal and like what to eat, I always say like in your meal include a fat, fiber, carb, and protein source at every single meal. That's going to help your blood sugar, help your digestion, help the nutrients. And an example of that, so a fat would be like an avocado, a carb would be rice, protein would be chicken, and fiber would be like, beans or carrots or something. So that's an example of like a balanced meal. And then the third thing for nutrition is really prioritize protein and fiber. So I would recommend getting 30 to 40 grams of fiber, 30 to 40 grams of protein per meal and a gram per pound of ideal body weight in protein per day. So if you're 150 pounds but want to be 130 pounds, aim for 130 grams of protein per day. And for fiber, aim for about 30 grams per day as well. And just the fiber and the protein really helps you build muscle, helps optimize your digestion, helps everything. So those would be like my top
yeah,
three nutrition tips just to get started. And I think just those three things alone, you'll see results like very quickly. When I
right.
started focusing on whole foods, paying attention to what I'm eating, making balanced meals, eating enough. A lot of people don't eat enough.
Yeah.
So really make sure you're eating enough food, 3 meals a day, please. Like don't starve yourself. That's really what's gonna like helped me so much and what I see help other people.
That is so awesome. Thank you so much for that piece of advice. I'm like, right, note to self, Rachel. Note to self. Well, Leah, I want to thank you so much for coming on the Spiritual Spotlight series. It truly has been amazing to speak with you today. Thank you.
Thank you so much.